Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. Not really got like a topic at the moment to talk to you about. I'd recorded about over a year ago, I don't know, kind of like a rambling podcast, a little bit about kind of my journey and how I'd gotten to where I was. And I thought to myself the other night, I've had lots and lots of like messages from the divine. Telling me that I need to show my full and authentic self to you all, which is fucking terrifying, because there's a lot of weird about me. And when I first started kind of life coaching, I didn't really think that this would be something that people would accept, really. And so often, even though I talk about the law of attraction, and I own my business after that. Even in that regard, I spend a lot of time kind of, talking about, the science of things, the science and the psychological premises and those sorts of things that are a little bit more kind of rooted in, I don't know, factual things and not in spirituality and not in the woo-woo. And when I first started, I was kind of really quite fearful of kind of showing that side wholly to you guys, because I just didn't think that I would be accepted for it. And of late I had lots and lots of messages from the universe telling me that I need to step into my full sort of authentic self, which is scary, and actually I've started slowly kind of trying to share some more of my sort of story with you, but only as much as I'm comfortable. And, at the moment I'm seeing a client who is having issues with, showing his sort of full authentic self to others because he's frightened of judgment, because he's frightened that he will be rejected. And you can't live your life like that. You can't live your life kind of only being half yourself because you're fearful that other people will reject you. And I know this is kind of like, my podcast and the things that I put up on YouTube kind of go hand in hand with my business. And so I've kind of got like this brand identity, my professional identity that I kind of put out there. But actually, when I have sort of step more into my authentic self and actually have talked about the fact that I'm an intuit and that I'm an empath and highly sensitive, that I have psychic abilities that other people don't have, or maybe that they do have but they aren't able to tap into like I do. When I've talked about these things with my clients, actually I've gotten better results for them and we've gotten better results together. So for me, this is as much as the journey is for the clients that I've worked with, and for people that follow me and have supported me the whole way through this kind of journey so far, because I'm learning to be more honest and to sit more in my kind of like genuine self. And so I was thinking, I watched a video yesterday from Style Girl, the Practical Witch, and and I watched this thing, it kind of popped up. I mean, if you haven't checked out her channel, check out her channel, because she's cool. We've got lots in common. But she was saying about the fact that her channel had blown up, and she was kind of coming to her channel with kind of a brand identity on, because of the fact that her channel had blown up, and that she was, the more that you get known and the more you become successful in your business within yourself, yourself and your identity becomes this this mask that you end up wearing, that becomes manipulated by the people that are supporting you, and not in like a cruel way, but in the fact that you can't help it. If you make a good video that people like and it blows up, you think, oh, I'll make more of those. So for instance, I put out a video on the other day, 2 days ago, within 24 hours it had nearly 9,000 watches on it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like that's one of that was the biggest video that I've ever put out that has blown up like that in 24-hour period. And I don't know why. I think YouTube must have been showing it like on, I don't know, on one of their front pages or something, just by the luck of gods. But when you when you have something like that happen, you suddenly think to yourself, oh, okay, that was successful, I should do more like that. But the problem is when you behave like that, actually, you kind of start to step more and more away from necessarily what you want to do. And you start to move into doing the things that you think that people want you to do. And so you start to become honed by other people's ideas of what you are, as opposed to actually who you want to be and what you find important. And I don't want to do that. Yeah, I really don't want to do that. And I suppose it's like the nature of the beast of success. And I'm not, my channel's not blown up in any way, shape, or form. I'm not like a Instagram famous or YouTuber or anything like that. But you do start to recognize that sometimes, even now, sometimes I hold my tongue because I think, how is that going to be received? How am I going to be received? How is me sitting in my full, truly authentic self, how is that going to affect my business, affect my life, affect the way I feel about myself? And so, I often find myself holding my tongue about some things. And also you think about the people that are watching this as well. I know that I've got family members that watch my podcast. My partner sometimes watches it. I've got friends that watch them, and you think, oh God, do I want to talk about that with everybody? But as I was just writing an email to my client, and I was like, if you're not showing up in your full authentic self, then people aren't loving you for you. So what's the point? What's the point in having this relationship with them when actually the people that you're having relationships with are having a half relationship with a half self, or they're loving you for the mask that you are. So I don't know, I want to get more into sort of talking to you more about spirituality. I made a video the other day, You Are Not a Human Being. I hope you watched that. If you haven't watched it, I'll try and put one of those cards in at the top, which I keep saying I'm going to put in, but I haven't worked out how to do, so I'm really sorry about that. But I'll try and put a card in at the top. Fingers crossed this time it'll be up there. Sorry if it's not. But, You Are Not a Human Being talks more about the fact that that you're a soul first, and I know, like, when I talk about some of these things, my partner's not a hugely spiritually awoken person. When I talk to him about things like this, he doesn't comprehend what I'm talking about, and it's all very kind of like woo woo, as if I was, as if you're talking to a child about finding fairies at the bottom of the garden. It's like, oh, isn't that quaint? But you don't really believe what they're saying. And I've always wanted to come across as being somebody that people kind of herald, and that I'm not this like nut job that kind of goes around, thinking they are capable of this or able of doing that. But my experience of the universe is that I do have differences and capabilities that other people don't have. And maybe if you're not a spiritually awakened person, or somebody who has conversations with God or is connected to any of that, then perhaps you would think that maybe I'm mad. But I don't know, if you always say, if you question your sanity, then you're not mad. But I kind of think I want to share more of my sort of spiritual gifts and capabilities with you guys. You've started to see, maybe like on my Instagram channel, if you don't follow, that's at Law, which is LAU, and Attraction, just Law Attraction. If you haven't followed that already, then go and check it out, because I've been starting to do kind of tarot picker cards and things. Now I've been doing tarot for, I don't know, 15 years plus, maybe 20 years. I don't know, long time. And I've always been drawn to the occult. When I was a child, I'd always know who was on the phone before it rang. I could hear my mum calling me when she wasn't calling me. Even now I can hear her thinking, and I'll be like, what does she want? I'll ring her up. Like, I can hear you talking. I can hear you thinking about me. What is it that you want? Just very sort of odd sort of things that other people don't have. That I have always been very connected to the esoteric, always drawn to the occult, and always drawn to things like magic and spirituality and tarot reading and runes and all of the things that kind of maybe a lot of other people don't partake in. And I grew up in quite a staunchly sort of Christian school when I was a kid, and this led me to be kind of really terrified, actually, of the occult, because I believed in the devil, and I believed that, witchcraft was worshipping the devil and all of these kind of things. But as I've gotten older and as I was getting more and more drawn to it, the universe was talking to me and telling me that I needed to look more into different practices of spirituality. And actually, when I had a nervous breakdown when I was 15, these levels of spirituality and these practices kind of saved me. They gave me my power back from being in a powerless situation. And so, if anybody's got a bad word to say about it, that's your experience. But mine has always been wonderful. I've never had any bad experiences with working with the occult or spirituality or anything. So, when I was younger, I kind of got drawn into witchcraft and started to look into that a lot. And, a lot of countries have their kind of, pagan, native kind of magical ways or practices or rituals. And these things are just kind of working with the energies of the universe. And, there's a lot of kind of natural laws and ways of things that that you can work with, and I think that in early Christianity kind of came to Britain, a lot of kind of pagan ways were looked at as being hedonistic and heathen ways, and so a lot of kind of the old kind of methods that people in the UK, people in Britain, I mean, my family's from Ireland originally, but kind of some of the more kind of gypsy ways that had come out from Romany gypsies, some of the kind of more Celtic kind of ways were sometimes lost and were lost because of the ways that Christian Church and Catholic Church kind of portrayed things. Which is a shame because we have our rituals in Protestantism, in Catholicism, and they're no less valid than some of the rituals that work with some of the more nature spirits and natural spirits of the universe. And I think that the perception that people have of gods within religion, often they're not having a relationship with God, they're having a relationship with their vicar, with their pastor. There's a lot of people who are religious that don't haven't even read the Bible, haven't even read the book that they're following, and they're following it in a dogmatic fashion where they're having a relationship with their church, with their pastor, with their vicar, with their reverend, with the Pope, which is the antithesis really of religion, of true spirituality. True spirituality is about having a relationship with God. And that's a personal thing. It's a very personal thing. My relationship with God and the universe and nature is significantly different to other people's. But I've always had a very, very wonderful relationship with God and with the universe and with the natural laws of the universe. Working with weather, working with spirits, working with plant medicines and other forms of more kind of, they're calling it New Age, but it's not. It's the oldest form of religion, the oldest form of spirituality that ever has been. If you look at shamanism, this has been around for tens of thousands of years. The same thing about with paganism. If we look at the natural magics and the natural ritualistic natures of our countries, they start off with the things that I practice. Things like rune reading and tarot reading and working with nature. And I think the more that you get into spirituality, the more that you realise that nature is all that there is, and these natural laws and this whole universe encompasses the dualistic nature of the universe and of Gaia and of Gaia's natural laws, of the universal laws and that it's a, you know, it's the good and the bad, it's the yin and the yang, and this is a dualistic universe where there is good, there is bad, it's beautiful, and it's beautiful because of the contrast, and that you are a creator, and you have huge amounts of energy and capability and wonderfulness at your hand. And you have huge amounts of power within you. As the Bible says, you were born in the image of the Creator. It's because you can create. That's what the law of attraction is all about. The universal laws is all about you being able to create in this life. And I think a lot of people are scared by that. A lot of people are scared by the occult. Are scared about dealing with plant magic or medicine or or the esoteric, because they've got this idea and perception of it being something that's could be demonic, or it could be dangerous, or if you look at films like The Craft or Charmed or anything like that, it's always very much kind of, I don't know, very dramatic. But I think that it's like the same as driving a car. If you drive your car recklessly and you don't follow the rules and you do it in like a dangerous manner, then it's dangerous. But if you work with natural laws and the universe and the powers that you have within you, and you do it in a respectful and kind and loving manner, then it's not dangerous, and it's magical, it's wonderful, And I spent years being this odd person that is very much into the esoteric. I've practiced witchcraft. I've worked with tarot, with spells, with, plant medicine, which is, psychedelics. I've worked with all sorts of things. I work in homeopathy, aromatherapy, and I've always found that, Mother Earth, Gaia, brings me what I need. And it's very much this kind of dualistic energy that I feel is that the earth is like the earth mother, and that's the female energy of the divine. And then there's also this very kind of like the laws, the universal laws is very much the masculine divine, and they fall into these two different categories that kind of, do this, they are opposite sides of this kind of thing that creates the universe, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's powerful, and I love it. And I love being this person that is able to work with these energies and is able to work with law of attraction, works with, the different things within the spirit realm, has a strong connection to my higher self, is able to channel and like head tap, which is I'm able to sometimes hear other people's thoughts and pick out things from other people, which is why often when my clients come in, I know what's wrong with them without them saying. And I'm an energy reader. I've been feeling auras since I was a child. I always had this very psychic ability of knowing, a bit of an awareness that has always been connected to something much more intelligent than I am, much more aware, and this is the thing. I think a lot of people kind of like, when they hear about stuff like that, they think, oh, this person's just making it up because they want to be special. But when you're truly connected to these things, it isn't actually me. There's like the ego, the lower ego, and the lower ego doesn't really have these powers or capabilities or abilities. It is actually that Laura, I'm able to connect to the higher source of knowledge and of self, which is what we're all tapped into. It's a little bit, I was trying to explain it the other day, if you imagine it like a jellyfish, there's the top of the jellyfish, and then there's all the little tendrils, all the little tentacles, you know, and it's like you're a tentacle off this kind of great mothership, you know, the bigger the jellyfish. But, you know, the tentacles are as much the jellyfish as the top of the jellyfish, but a lot of people don't even realise that they're a tentacle, let alone part of the jellyfish, and I'm just able to connect to that bit at the top easier than a lot of other people are able to. And sometimes it's easy for me, sometimes it's hard, sometimes I'm completely disconnected, and I go through kind of moments of life where I feel very much just in my ego self, and I'm acting in ways that I don't feel kind of for the betterment of me, of the world, of the universe, and for all of us. And I've spent you know, years in that sometimes, but the more I go further to connecting to the higher self and to my source and to all of our source, the more that I'm able to live in an authentic and loving way, you know. And my coaching, you know, these videos, the podcasts, everything, the reason why I do this isn't for fame and glory and whatever, you know. I'd love to be able to help more people. I'd love to be able to do more like what Tony Robbins does, but to be Tony Robbins, I don't think I'd enjoy that. I don't think I'd enjoy being famous where everybody knows me and has a judgment on me. Like I was saying at the beginning, I find it tough enough with just the amount of people that follow me now to not get swayed out of my own kind of authenticity. And I think now the reason why I want to put this video out and just explain a little bit more about who I am and who I authentically am and some of the stuff that I've never talked about, because I don't know, what's the point if you don't like me? Here's who I am. What's the point in doing this, you know? And I don't want this to be a channel where I'm doing it to get likes, or I'm doing it to get views, or whatever. I want to do this because I want to sit in my most authentic self, where I'm trying to help others, and I'm coming from that place where it doesn't become about the ego, where it isn't about Laura being the richest or the most famous or the coolest or the most intelligent or whatever. I don't want that. Because really I know, as kind of fabulous as that can be as an instant gratification, you know what I say, instant gratification, road to hell, I'm not willing to go there. So I'd rather sit in my most authentic self, you know. And some people I know have known me for years, and they don't know that I read tarot, they don't know that I read pendulums, that I work with energies, they don't know that I am psychic, they don't know any of the stuff, they don't know that I energy read. You know, and sometimes I'll pick up with my clients that they are, you know, that they're open to it. So I'll talk to them about it, and I'll talk to them about how I'm picking up on stuff with them, because I think for some people they can find it a bit odd, kind of like, you've been stalking me. But, you know, it is what it is. I am who I am. And if you believe what I say, then that's cool. If you don't believe what I say, that's also cool. That's fine. I don't need to validate myself or my abilities to anyone else, and anybody that has worked with me or lived with me will know that what I say is true, because they've seen instances of it. So yeah, you know, and I think also something I also wanted to talk about a little bit is about furus. I'm calling them furus. I don't know if I've seen that somewhere else or if I'm just like totally witty. But like furus, fake gurus, I see them everywhere at the moment. And I read energy, so I can pick up fully when people aren't actually what they say that they are. You know, there's a lot of people going around that are playing into the spirituality market and the self-help market, where they don't want to help you. They don't really want to help you. They want to feed you more and more shit every whatever. Write a new book, write some other shit, you know. And they're not trying to help you because they're frauds, you know, because they don't know what they're talking about. Whether it's something spiritual, or whether it's something psychologically or life coaching or whatever, they don't know what they're talking about, and they don't really want to help you. They want to get you on a motivation machine where they can keep you coming back and buying more of their crap, you know. And I see that a lot of this, and there's a lot of people out there that are doing kind of Facebook ads, that are popping up on my channel, you know, up on my Facebook because of the things I'm into, that they are following the same model of a lot of kind of authentic people who are energy readers and are energy workers, and they're following their model, you know, purporting that they can help them with money blocks or energy blocks, or I'll make you a millionaire overnight and all this shit. And it's just disgusting. It's disgusting because it's like, you know, they're over-promising and they're not even capable of doing the things that they're talking about. They're literally stealing your money underneath the guise of using something that's really beautiful, such as spirituality, such as energy work. You know, and I always say, and my clients, when we're finished, as it were, and we've got the main issues healed, my clients go off. And sometimes, you know, I've had clients come back to me who will vouch for me, and they'll send me an email and they'll be like, hello, I've just got a question I'd like to ask you, right? And then they're like, do you think I need another session? And I'm like, no. No, you're doing good. Like, we just tapped in, we pulled out some of the bits that are not good, reset your energy via email, and then boom, you're away. Now, if I wasn't a genuine person who just wanted to steal your money, I would be like, you need more sessions. I wouldn't say to my clients when I feel that they don't need sessions, that they don't need sessions. And I sure as hell would be, you know, on my like vibrate, attract, achieve, and on my things where I talk about law of attraction. I don't tell you that I can make you £1 million, because I can't. I don't tell you that I can change your life in a way that, you know, without you doing something. It doesn't work that way. You know, you are complicit in your own competencies within your own life. So I just want to say to people, you know, as a warning, really, if you're finding somebody who's saying like, I can make you a millionaire overnight, I can do this, I can take your money blocks away, I can do blah blah blah, I can heal you, all this bollocks, you know, and they're not saying it in a way like I hope that I'm not just completely in denial or whatever, but and I'm a furu, but you know, I feel like I'm changing people's lives, and I've got really good testimonies for what I do. So, and the fact that I'm questioning that kind of again shows that I'm not that thing, you know. But you know, if you've got a guru who's asking you to come and do something with them, and actually, you know, you turn up and it all feels really like ooh in the moment, but you know, it's quite cultish. I think there's a real cult at the moment of gurus that are going around offering stuff that they don't have competency to do, they don't have capabilities for, and they're abusing a lot of people who really should be having somebody that they can go and see that helps them, you know. And I just wanted to warn you guys of that, because I've been seeing a lot of it around, and it's been really sort of like irritating me, I think, because of the fact that I read other people's energy and I'm like, this person's spouting bullshit, and the problem is it's really sullying the waters for people who like me, you know, people who are like me, that are genuine and they want to help people, you know. So yeah, be aware, look after yourselves. I hope you like my rambly, hi, this is me, take my little mask off and just be my authentic self. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't really care if you didn't. No, I do. I do care. I still got an ego. Goddamn. But I'm going to be starting to maybe do some more kind of tarot reading stuff, and looking maybe a bit more into the kind of esoteric and some of that other sort of stuff with you guys a little bit, because that's who I am. That's who I am. I sing, I do magic, I read energy, I read tarot, I work with nature, I'm the crazy girl that's always outside, running around in rain, barefoot, singing to the clouds and talking to the animals. And that's me. I mean, if you don't like that, that's fine. You don't have to like me, you don't have to believe me, and you don't have to watch. But if you do like it, then please subscribe to my channel. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment that you liked it, and what you liked and what you'd like to see more of. You know, if you want to see some tarot readings, or you want me to do some pick a card readings like that, or you'd like me to talk more about witchcraft or some of my experiences of things, then that's cool. Let me know about that. Do you want me to talk more about kind of, well, let me know what you'd like me to talk to you about. You know, I've got, but I will be continuing. There's people that have been, have joined this because of kind of the life coaching aspect. Obviously, that's a huge part of my life as well. And I will still be talking about psychology. I'll still be talking about life coaching, and I'll still be doing the videos that I also normally do, creating new meditations for you as well. So I love you. I love you. I genuinely really love you all. I really appreciate everybody that watches me and subscribes and stuff. If you can, do just press the little subscribe button down there and click the wiggly bell, because that means that you will get any notifications when I've got new videos out. And at the moment, I am trying to get my channel monetized, which means I'll be able to earn money off the ads that play at the beginning of my videos. And it's free for you, but it makes me money, and I would really appreciate it if you liked videos and subscribed them and that sort of thing, because then it does the whole algorithm fairy thing for me. But I love you all, guys. Thank you again always for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.